Visual chaos. Taehyung and Jungkook of BTS dominate airport fashion. Netizens can't stop staring. No one was prepared. The moment Taehyung and Jungkook stepped into Incheon International Airport, time itself seemed to halt. A single image flooded every platform within seconds, leaving fans breathless and even non-fans unable to look away. What exactly happened at the airport that caused such a digital frenzy? Was it the clothes, the confidence, or something far more calculated behind the surface of what many are calling the most iconic airport fashion moment in K-pop history, as airport terminals globally struggle to regain relevance in post-pandemic routines? BTS has once again proven that they are not merely musicians. They are a cultural force capable of transforming even a simple departure gate into a global fashion runway. And in this particular appearance, it wasn't the group as a whole that turned heads. It was Taehyung and Jungkook, two names that have long stood at the pinnacle of the fashion conversation, now re-emerging with unparalleled intensity and control over the global fashion gaze. What made their look so different this time? Why did stylists and fashion editors, from Seoul to Paris, start rewriting headlines the moment those photos hit the timeline? The answer isn't simple, because what unfolded was not a casual coincidence of good styling, but the result of deliberate, daring visual choices that challenged every conventional definition of airport wear. Taehyung, known for his vintage sophistication and androgynous allure, appeared in a tailored ensemble that was equal parts chaotic and refined. An unbuttoned silk shirt layered beneath an oversized structured coat, accessorized with minimalist yet wildly expensive jewelry that blurred gender and expectation. His face, emotionless yet aware of the lenses glued to every movement, seemed to project a silent dominance. And then there was Jungkook. With an air of quiet defiance, he wore a sleeveless black crop vest that revealed full upper body tattoos, now unapologetically on display. Paired with baggy cargo pants, chain accessories, and dark aviators, his look was neither soft nor aggressive, but something completely new. It wasn't rebellion, it was control. For years, fans have speculated about Jungkook's evolving image, but this was the moment where speculation ended. This was not just evolution. This was a declaration. Online reactions were immediate and chaotic. The visual contrast between Jungkook's street goth aesthetic and Taehyung's avant-garde luxury sent fandoms into meltdown. Comments flooded from every direction, ranging from admiration to disbelief. Some even questioned if this was a planned PR stunt or a silent statement. But perhaps the real question is, what were they trying to say without uttering a single word? In a world where idols are often molded into easily digestible visual products, Taehyung and Jungkook's appearance shredded every mold. The airport, once a place of anonymity and neutrality, was weaponized into a stage of stylistic subversion and intentional shock. Critics noted that this was not simply about looking good. It was about commanding attention, about reclaiming personal image in an industry that thrives on polished, predictable visuals. Fashion houses are now scrambling. As soon as the photos dropped, stylists for major publications began dissecting every thread. Vogue Korea reportedly began revising its upcoming editorial plans to include a new spread inspired by the visual dynamic of what fans now call the Taehyung terminal takeover. And this isn't the first time they've created a storm. Taehyung and Jungkook have individually made headlines in the fashion world. But this time, their impact came as a unit, unspoken, unplanned, and devastatingly effective. What's even more striking is the body language, silent, calculated, and bordering on cinematic. Neither of them smiled. Neither of them interacted with press. There was no wave, no fan service. Instead, they walked in synchronized detachment, as if the presence of cameras was both expected and irrelevant. And that's exactly what made it so gripping. Many are calling it fashion terrorism, a term born out of the sudden, overwhelming dominance they executed over social media feeds, fashion blogs, and even televised news segments. They didn't break the internet. They commandeered it. Yet underneath the fabric, leather, and stare-downs lies an unsettling curiosity. Is this sudden shift an artistic choice, or is it part of a larger rebellion brewing beneath the BTS brand? Taehyung and Jungkook, often seen as the most experimental within the group, have long pushed boundaries. But this recent spectacle suggests a potential disconnect between their public image and the machine behind it. Was this a warning shot? The lack of any official context behind their airport appearance has only fueled the fire. HYB Entertainment offered no press release. No itinerary was published beforehand. No makeup artists or stylists stepped forward. It's almost as if the moment was designed to be entirely owned by the subjects themselves. And that's where the theory takes shape. Perhaps this wasn't about fashion at all. Perhaps it was a visual protest. Visuals, after all, are the last refuge of silent expression in an industry where every word is controlled. And when two global superstars walk into a public space dressed not just to impress, but to challenge, it demands closer inspection. What are they breaking free from? And who's trying to hold them back? As images continue circulating, netizens have taken to comparing the duo to icons outside of music. This is G-Dragon and Prince reborn in dual form. One tweet read, "Others called them the modern embodiment of controlled chaos." Yet no one could deny, this was more than just a stylish day at the airport. It was a global moment of fashion dominance, executed with terrifying precision. The silence from the rest of the BTS members only deepens the mystery. Why were Taehyung and Jungkook alone? Where were the others? Was this a coincidence, or the start of a new visual era led solely by these two members? Speculations abound, but what's irrefutable is this. Never in the history of K-pop, or arguably global pop culture, has a brief airport appearance generated such intense analysis and obsession. Photographers who were present report a noticeable shift in atmosphere when the duo arrived. It felt choreographed, like a scene from a film, one photographer stated. But no one gave them direction. They just knew exactly what to do. And maybe that's what makes this event so revolutionary. Taehyung and Jungkook didn't need anyone to frame them. They framed themselves. The fashion industry has already responded. International brands are rumored to be scrambling for exclusive contracts. One European label reportedly halted their campaign to restructure it around the imagery created by this single appearance. Korean designers have openly praised their vision, with some admitting that the two idols have single-handedly shifted the fashion narrative in Korea from polished idol looks to untamed individuality. In many ways, this was not about what they wore, but about what they represented. Power, control, freedom, all conveyed without a single spoken word, all expressed through fabric, expression, and presence. Now, fans are waiting, watching, refreshing timelines for the next frame, the next clue, the next rupture in routine. Because once you've witnessed something that redefines an entire genre, be it music, fashion, or culture, you can't unsee it. And right now, Taehyung and Jungkook have ensured that no one will look away. In light of the seismic reactions generated by Taehyung and Jungkook's recent airport appearance, one must ask, have we become too susceptible to visual shock? Or is there something far more calculated behind these viral moments? Are we truly witnessing a spontaneous expression of personal freedom and fashion autonomy from two of the world's most scrutinized artists? Or are we simply consuming another carefully orchestrated spectacle, strategically timed to provoke and dominate headlines? Such questions are not merely rhetorical. They are central to understanding how modern media consumption, especially in the realm of celebrity culture, has blurred the lines between reality and fabrication, between authenticity and performance. When a single visual appearance leads to thousands of TikTok edits, countless Twitter threads, in-depth YouTube analysis videos, and feverish media coverage across continents within hours, we must pause and ask, is this media responding to reality? Or is reality being reshaped to fit media narratives? Some observers believe that this event signals a new chapter in BTS's visual storytelling, where members like Taehyung and Jungkook actively challenge the passive image of K-pop idols. Yet others question the spontaneity of the moment entirely. Was their appearance truly as unplanned and organic as it seemed? Or was it a curated maneuver, staged with full awareness of its ripple effect across the digital sphere? If so, who is behind the staging? The artists themselves, or unseen architects with vested interests? These are not minor inquiries. They strike at the heart of how we, as global consumers of media, interpret and internalize celebrity imagery. Can an airport outfit truly be a form of rebellion? Or are we, the audience, projecting meaning where there is none, simply because we crave disruption in a saturated media landscape? The sources of this story: videos on TikTok, speculative tweets, stylized YouTube commentaries, and screenshots from fan accounts offer glimpses into the moment, but not necessarily the truth. These platforms are powerful, yes, but they are also inherently subjective, often lacking editorial standards or factual verification. Should we, then, treat such viral content as evidence of truth? Or should we dissect it, examine its origin, and question its intent before allowing it to shape public perception? The fashion world, notoriously hungry for novelty, was quick to label Taehyung and Jungkook's appearance as revolutionary. But again, we must interrogate this label. Is this truly a revolution, or just the latest trend in an endless cycle of visual escalation? The constant pressure for idols to reinvent themselves, to break the internet again and again, has created an environment where shock has become currency. Are we celebrating artistic bravery, or are we witnessing the commodification of individuality? Moreover, why were so many media outlets ready to report on this event without offering concrete context? Was there any confirmation about the purpose of their travel, the designers they wore, or the timing of their coordinated appearance? The absence of these fundamental details should alarm us. Yet many rush to interpret the moment through the lens of fashion rebellion, identity reclamation, or even anti-industry sentiment. Without proof, are we so desperate for narrative that we invent one when facts are absent? Even more disturbing is how quickly the general public accepted the event as truth. Without question, the emotional tone of online reactions suggests an uncritical absorption of content. "They're free now," one fan commented, finally doing what they want. But how do we know this? Who confirmed this notion of liberation? Isn't it possible that such statements, however well-intentioned, are actually projected fantasies rather than reflections of reality? This is precisely why a skeptical, reflective approach is necessary. We must not allow ourselves to be swept up in the momentum of virality without interrogating its foundation. What are we being shown and why? Is there a commercial incentive? A branding tactic? A response to previous controversies? Or is this merely the outcome of hyperactive fandom speculation? The line between public and private persona in K-pop has always been razor thin. And in this moment, where two of the most influential artists on the planet appear to assert visual dominance in a seemingly unguarded context, we must ask, who truly controls the image we're seeing? Is it Taehyung and Jungkook themselves, or is it the invisible machinery of entertainment marketing, subtly manipulating perception while appearing to give power back to the idols? Indeed, the visual language of their appearance, dark, oversized silhouettes, exposed tattoos, stoic expressions, was unmistakably defiant. But to what end? If this was a statement, what exactly were they opposing? If it was merely fashion, why cloak it in such heavy symbolism? Or is that ambiguity precisely the point? To keep audiences hooked, confused, and endlessly speculating? By acknowledging that our information stems largely from social media platforms like TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and online fandom discussions, we emphasize a critical point. These are not primary sources of verified information. They reflect interpretations, not necessarily facts. And while they play a vital role in shaping public discourse, they should not replace rigorous journalistic inquiry or critical thinking. We invite readers, therefore, to approach this phenomenon with both fascination and caution. Be curious, but not credulous. Reflect, but do not rush to conclusion. Ask yourself, what are the facts I truly know? What do I assume? What do I want to believe, and why? Sensationalism thrives on immediate emotional reaction, but truth demands deliberate, sometimes uncomfortable reflection. As this story continues to unfold, and it will, through more appearances, more speculation, more theories, we urge you to hold space for both admiration and doubt, because only through such tension can we begin to untangle the spectacle from the substance.